Up Late with Johnny Potenza is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Coming to you live from the city that never sleeps, New York City. It's Up Late with Johnny Potenza. Please welcome the host of Up Late, Johnny Potenza.
Where is everybody? Gemini?
Johnny, what are you doing here?
Didn't you get the emails?
The emails?
Come on.
What emails, Johnny? What emails?
Listen, that's what I'm talking about. You're always crazy. You're like a nut. I sent you 2 emails. One.
Two?
Yeah, 2.
2?
Yeah, 2. One saying that we had to cancel the Jeff Pavarmi show.
Canceled?
Yeah. If you check your email, you can't even post on Facebook. And then the second one, I said, why don't you come and co-host this show with me? It's a crew and staff CTV show.
Co-host? Johnny, is that what you're asking me?
For you.
Oh my God, I would love to co-host.
Do me a favor, I would say get your shine box, but bring your puppet with you.
Oh my God!
And come with me, all right?
I can't believe you say things like that to me. I'm the co-host guy now with you.
Come on, Gemini.
Okay, all right.
Put your big boy pants on. That's it. You get a triple ding.
What does that do? What does that do?
Double things means good. Triple things means one thing means okay.
My God. So what are we up to?
Well, you have the 3 things.
Okay.
So who's this?
This is nobody. Oh my God, I'm co-hosting.
What's going on, my friend?
How you doing?
Doing all right?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good.
You're
Yes.
looking good.
I feel good.
You look better than the last time I saw you.
Why did I look like bad?
No,
Why did I look bad?
You
What did
look
I
good.
do?
You look like you dropped some weight. You know, nice
No,
new suit.
It's only because you got 2 cameras. Last time you had 3 cameras on.
Well, we
looked very,
We do have 3 cameras.
Oh.
But we're originally supposed to, for people out there who saw the advertisements, this was supposed to be the Remembering Jeff Fat Bassett Pavarmi show. Well-known comedian all around the world. He was a great friend of ours. He was on the second and last show of my late night season. And he passed away about 14 months ago. And we've been trying to put this together, but with the coronavirus, it put a hold on it. So we finally got it together with 6 great comedians and a pending guest of the boxing champ trainer, Teddy Atlas. And then people started canceling about 3 weeks ago. Someone had to go in the hospital yesterday. Someone's aunt died in Florida. They had to go out there. And one guy who don't drive at night was getting a ride with the other guy. So it's like a real...
But it's true.
It's a true story, as crazy it is. I feel like our friends who watch the show deserve that. And that's why we don't have an audience today. I said, let me go for the plan B and do what I wanted to do for a while. And it worked out great because I wanted to talk...
But tell everybody. Tell this was a great idea.
Well, I've been wanting to do this. I want to talk to some of my crew and staff members, the ones that are not camera shy, and it figures half the ones that are supposed to be here tonight are sick or at a wake. And this is, you can't make this up. But I have the pleasure to announce someone really special tonight, so everything works out for a reason, and we're going to have a lot of fun. You're here.
Yeah, but that is nice. You're not saying how nice that is. The people that are behind the scenes, you're gonna go and get them up on front. You talk to them about things about them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know.
And then we're gonna shout out to whoever worked on the show. Then I'll announce the guest. So what's going on with you lately?
Me?
How's your life now that you're able to work again?
Yeah, but we were all in the homes, in the houses. We were under lockdown, and I was with the family. Good idea. It was a great idea. You're with the family. We were all with the family, and then it was good for like a week. You find out a lot of things about your wife that you never knew. One is that she was very accurate at throwing knives, so that's why some of my friends are these puppets, and I have all these different personalities that you find amazing. And
I love all these guys. You didn't bring Reggie with you, did you?
I brought a few friends of yours.
Okay, good.
I thought it would be kind of nice. We could make a puppet.
No, we're not making a puppet. We don't got enough time for that.
I got one here. I can make it for you. Okay.
You don't make it. I want to talk to Grandma. Or she's just going to sit back there? Or did you break it?
I don't know. I don't want to look now. If it's broken, I could get a different puppet. How about that? You little puppet monster, you.
Okay, good. Go.
I can't believe we're going to do this. I tell you what, I'll get another puppet followed. Yeah, I didn't know he was going to do that.
While we're waiting for Gemini to go get one of those broken down puppets that he has. Nah, I'm only kidding. Gemini's the best. I love Gemini.
No, you're not. You're mean. You are a mean man.
No.
It is. You really are. It's a mean man who just, this is a friend.
Well, when you programmed to go stand over there, you're going to do it over there?
No, I want to talk with you.
All right. You got to lower that a little then.
Okay. All right. Everything's lower.
Because I got too much headspace.
Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. Okay. What's going on? All right. Just stop. What are we doing? All right. Who's the guy? That's Johnny P. No, it's not. It is. What we're doing is a little bit of ventriloquism. What? Ventriloquism. Just do it. Just do it. Just keep doing it. Who is he? He's the guy from Johnny P's show. No shit. Yes. What are we doing? We're doing ventriloquism. I'm throwing my voice. Oh, you want my voice? You throwing your voice on the Johnny P show? Yes. Oh, my God, yes. Every time you talk, that's me. In truth, that's me. I'm telling them. When I talk, that's you. Yes. Oh, my God. What? When I talk, that's you. Yes. Who's talking? When you're talking, that's me, too. That's you too? Yes. Oh, my God. What kind of shit are you on? Just stop. Who's talking when you're talking? That's me, too. Can you make Johnny P talk? But you just don't touch me. All right.
What is this guy's name anyway?
Oh, my God, you made him talk. No, he's doing that himself. He is, yes. That's Johnny P. He's a real life.
You remember that when you were in jail, when you had to go eat?
Oh, don't do 3. Why not? 3 is the ass-hurting one. No, it's not. It's not. It is. Only learned that on the Johnny P show.
No, you didn't learn that here, pal.
Did you? You didn't learn it here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put him away so that we can bring on, like guests. Who guests? There's all the people. What? There's no people. No people at this show.
You scared him away.
Oh, my God, you made him talk again. No, that's really him. Do it again. Just stop. That's really him. I'm watching you. Just stop. Okay. We're gonna just go take notice here. There's only the camera guy. It's a camera. It's a camera. Why are you dressed like this?
We are playing for the TV right now, so the audience is somewhere in the airwaves. Gabish?
In the airwaves. Who is the audience is? That's what he said. Oh, my God. What? There in the airwaves? Yes, I don't know. It's got an audience in the airwaves. Okay. How do you know? I don't know. So that's where the audience is? You think it's any particular neighborhood?
Well, you can see it anywhere. Anyone who knows us, you know, probably like 10 people.
Who? 10? He says there's 10 people out in the space. Yes, in the space. Yes. Watch that Johnny feature. No, you have a real. This is one of the #1 shows on Staten Island cable. So don't even lie. What? He's trying to lie right now. It's one of the top shows. It is. Yes, it really is. Oh my God! All right. He's a good-looking guy. He's.
Well, listen. This is what we do. How about you come back later on, okay? If I can announce my first guest. We got some bologna sandwiches in the back.
Oh my God! Did he just say bologna? Yes, that's what he said. Well, I'll take one.
Gemini, come sit with me. Yeah, do that.
No way.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my God! Just was on Grandma's
Well,
head.
this is what you do. You listen, and then
Okay.
you just drive in with me, okay? So,
Okay.
I've been at CTV since 1997. Did a bunch of stuff, but with the Late Night with Johnny P show, started 2008 to 2018 January. But from there to now, we do Up Late with Johnny Potenza. A lot of crew and staff came and went, but only the strong survive. The believers, the ones that understand productions, and the ones that have a lot of fun. And all my staff and crew that are the ones that are with me are my friends. At the end of the day, you know, I'm a little tough sometimes, but I try to get the best what we can get with what we have. And you know, it is a small budget show, but we have a lot of fun, and we do have a little bit of a name for ourselves. So here we're going to start. All right, so we got Sal Moreno. He's my top camera guy and coordinator. We have Bernadette Means, camera operator. She only comes part-time at her convenience. But you know I love you, Bernadette.
What a great job.
Yeah.
She's got a great job, that girl.
We got a new member who's been with me for about 3 years. We have Lisa Giano, camera operator, and she's my set decorator. Her little bit of a history is that she worked for Dr. Oz for about 11 years with his show in the whole production end. And before that was with Tony Danza for a while. And she's currently working with Live Nation. The next one is my good friend, my colleague that I know here. Jesus, I don't even like to date myself. I was a kid. Kenny Graham. I know Kenny since 1997. We were young lads at the time. He's been my director, my teacher, and my lighting engineer. We got Terry Converse. Even though Terry doesn't work on my show a lot, I know Terry too, from the late 90s, I believe, or early 2000s. And he helps us out when we need him. He's CTV long-lasting staff member. Terry's one of the boys. We have Marla Weinstein, who's my public relations. I think I'm the only one at CTV as a public relations that I get made fun of. But you know what? It is what it is, and she's the best. She's been with me since, I think, 2012, 10 years since the Big Ant show, like right around there. And she's also an adoption lawyer. I'm going to be hearing from her in a little while. We have DJ Alex Kane, who's my art director. He's not a producer, but he's been working with me behind the scenes since 2009. Does all my flyers, my ads, my cards, anything that you see that I have that looks like
professional.
It looks professional,
Okay.
and I look like I belong on a network. That's him. You know, and he works pro bono with me for all these years.
You don't have to say that.
Listen, I say what I want to say.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
I'm teasing you. Why can't I say he worked pro bono for?
Because it's just like.
Put it this way: people should work together.
Wait, I'm not getting paid.
You're getting a beating later. That's all you're getting.
This is
fucking paid.
Bono. I didn't know it was
Paid.
a Bono show. Oh
I'm
my
taking
God.
2 of your puppets.
Oh my God.
That's your fee. This is come on the show.
You didn't pay me for the last 2. Oh my God, they never
Okay,
come back
so
the
listen,
same.
let me go. Let me
They never
keep
do.
going here. We got Kathleen Gillihan. She's my
Kathleen.
photographer since 2016, house photographer. We'll be hearing from her. How just getting her on the show was just a fluke of nature. And
Why do you say that? The audience wants to know. Why? Where did you meet her?
when she comes up and talks, that's what she's going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You're on a
suspense.
need-to-know basis.
Oh my God, not again.
That's it. So we have. I
need a lawyer.
We have the best makeup artist from Queens. Her name is Aga, And she ain't here tonight. She's on a job, but she's been coming down again since 2012, 2013 from Queens religiously. We try to make the show as what's the word called, as professional as we can and get that vibe going. Okay, who else do we have here left? Okay, our dedicated caterers since 2009, Nucci's Restaurant South on Staten Island. My good friend Paul Matella, he's been supplying us with food ever since because he believes, and he gives back to Staten Island. I talked to Paulie tonight. He wanted me to mention to everybody out there because about a month ago, a car was in the driveway, who didn't hear, in the parking lot of Nucci's, and the guy got his foot off the brake and he drove right through the window while there were people eating at a funeral service in Nucci's. Everything busted. No one got hurt, thank God. But
wait, he went right through the window.
Not him, but someone who was sitting in the parking lot, right through the window, about 10 feet from a table. But people, customers, contractors stepped up and they fixed the place. They were up and running in about 6 hours. So he wanted me to say thank you from him. And, that's it. I'm going to give a special last shout out for some past crew members that are still my friends. But, life calls, sometimes, you just get sick of it or you don't want to do it no more. We have Christine Chavone, who's one of my old friends from here. She used to do camera, and she was in charge of the food in the kitchen. And now she's enjoying life a little. So she does her own show, and I talk to her.
Okay.
We have R.I.P. Frank Dudley, passed away about, 8 or 10 years ago. He was my floor director, camera guy, actor, great guy. We have R.I.P. to Lewis S. We used to call him Screwy Lewis. Even if something was right, he'd mess it up. But he was such a great guy. It's true.
How do you look at somebody like that when you remember him? It's got to be good things.
Wait till you're dead.
Okay.
But Lewis, listen, God bless Lewis. Everybody knows my sixth sense of humor. Lewis was a friend, and I liked Lewis. I stood up for Lewis. But I would yell at him, too, because he was a screwball. He would set the wire up over there and then come back, and then we set it up to another thing. And then when we go to shoot, nothing would work. So that's why we call him Screwy Lewis. Okay, who else we got here? We got David Marcus. Okay, he comes. I call him in from time to time when I need him. But David Marcus helps me out mostly, and his skills are behind the scenes with me. That's how I love David Marcus.
You have to say what it's done. That didn't sound right. Behind the scenes with you. Explain.
Behind the scenes,
with
it ain't like what you behind the scenes, bro, with your puppets. Behind the scenes meaning he taught me film editing.
Okay,
he comes
that's
over,
awesome.
He fixes my computer when Kenny ain't around. He calls up Kenny and tries to find out things, and he gets me by. So David, thank you. Listen, working on late night shows ain't for everybody. And who else? And we got. I'm not going to mention about 10 other people that work for me that I fired. People.
What kind of show is this?
And the people say, how do you fire people when you don't pay them?
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
But it's all good. What'd you say? I'm going to keep going. I'm not done yet. Okay, who do we got? We got my dedicated sound guy, Frankie D'Augusta, who's been with me since 2009. Thank you, Marla, because I skipped his name. Worked for Peter Frampton, John Lennon, and Rick Derringer. But he's been with me forever. But, Frankie, you got to learn the new technology of digital engineering. You got to do it. I know you could do it. But I love you, pal. Oh you only engineered the biggest selling live album of all time, so I salute you. And last but not least,
I can't believe you said that.
Well, I just did.
That's unbelievable. He's telling his commands.
My floor director, who's been in and out, fired a couple of times.
No, you did not fire him. Why did you fire him?
Yeah, and he's a great guy. But we got Steve Shine DeGennaro. So, and he's MIA, he disappeared, and hopefully he'll be back one day. I talked to him on the phone, so he knows I'm going to be busting his chops.
But you fired him?
I fired him 3 times in 10 years.
Oh, my God. Come back.
Listen,
come back.
Anybody who's here with me from 2009, they know.
You're crazy. You're crazy. I Zoomed with him. I know he's crazy.
All right, I'm going to bring on my first guest tonight, and we're going to do them in order. I'm going to go a little out of format tonight. So, as I said, he's my top camera operator and head chief.
Crew chief.
Crew chief. We have Sal Moreno over here. What's up, Sal?
Johnny boy.
What's going on? I'm not used to the clap. No clapping. It's too silent here for me.
Quiet here. It's what looking here. This is the first time I sat in this seat, so
That's it. Were you
it
ever
looks different from this side of the camera.
Were you ever on anyone's show down here?
I did a couple shows in Studio B.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Sal, listen, you're a native Staten Islander?
Yes.
Yes.
Born and raised.
And you got a lot of history here. Professional photographer, you had your own photo lab, and you got your break, I believe, at Raceway Park in Englishtown. Why don't you talk about how that all started for you?
Well, I was always interested in photography, and I guess in the early days I worked part-time in a camera store, and they did a lot of commercial photography. So,
Any nudes? The
yeah,
audience wants
well,
to
I
know.
won't talk about them, but well, we did a lot of really nice commercial work, and later on I started working at Raceway Park.
Mm-hmm.
I was a track photographer there for quite a few years.
What year was that?
In the late '60s.
Oh, wow. That was a good
Way
time.
back.
Out there.
Yeah, it was a good time. That was, the real heydays of drag racing. So anyhow, and I kind of got out of photography for a while and started my own business. I had a model train store and did mail order, shipped all over the world. And
What happened to the train store?
I had it until over 2000 at least.
On Staten Island?
Yeah, on Staten Island, yeah.
What was it called?
It was called SMC Model Railroad Center, and we were just about the largest train store in the country.
Yeah.
So, and in the mid-'80s, moving on, I had the opportunity to buy Wallach's, which was the premier camera store in Staten Island.
So then they were already, that was the name before you bought it?
That was the name. I bought it. The fella had started it, and it was, like I say, the premier camera store in Staten Island. And then he left it to his kids, who promptly ran it into the sewer.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
what usually happens.
So I bought it. It was nothing, I got.
Tell the truth.
This is uncensored.
Oh my God, I don't know. Okay.
There's
all
no
right,
on
calm
the
down.
way
You're
with
doing good.
Johnny P.
So I got, a tray of processing that nobody picked up after they were called dozens of times that the store was closing, and a couple showcases, and I built it up.
Yeah.
I put in a lab, I put in a color lab, I didn't put in a black and white lab. And I actually still run that today. We're still in business.
Well, I saw Sal last week. I went by his old studio, and he showed me the whole warehouse. It was really fascinating. I was young at the time. I believe I went to you about 22 years ago with Ron Starr, with photography that he took, because you only did those
catered. Yeah, we did cater to all the professionals. So, probably he came. I know Ron. He came down.
And the
His
father,
father
right?
used to. His father came. His father was one of the big advanced photographers going way back, probably to the '60s.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I guess that's in a nutshell. That's it.
So let's get into CTV. What got you? What driven you here?
My niece Lena had a show here called Love and Lena.
Okay.
That was like about 12 years ago. She asked me to come and do some photography on her show, which I did, and I started looking at the cameras naturally and stuff like that. Got interested.
I hope my kids ask me to come down and do something I would love to do. You know what I mean? My kids.
I've had a
Oh my
life
God, that's awesome.
of doing stuff I love to do.
You're lucky.
It was all like my hobbies. My hobby was trains, and I started a train store. And my hobby was photography, and I started a photography business.
And a lot of people can't say that. It's very hard to get a
I
job
never worked
that
a day
you
in my
love.
life because I always did stuff I love. And I love it here. I enjoy coming here. I missed it. We didn't do anything here for almost 2 years.
A long time. It was tough.
And, I was used to, before the pandemic, I used to do probably 8-10 shows a month.
Yeah.
And now we're just doing you, and I have my own show, but, that's it.
Yeah, we keep you on your toes here, right, Sal? We have a lot of fun. Actually, me and Sal, this was from my previous show. It was a brown, like a.
Yeah, we sanded this desk out in his driveway.
Out in the driveway. We made some burgers, had a couple of beers, and we sanded this for hours.
Did you clean them out?
We cleaned them out.
No, you didn't.
What are you talking about?
You didn't clean them out.
No, we're not talking about that, you nut. We're talking about this desk. Oh, shit.
I told you didn't clean it out.
What is that? Can I see him? Does he come to me or no?
Yeah, of course he'd come to you.
Is that
God,
the guy?
you got it clean.
Let me see.
Oh, my God, he's got...
What's
Look, he doesn't clean.
You left that there, Johnny.
I love
Stop.
it. What's your name? I know. You with this guy, I feel bad for you. You want to come home with me?
If he talks... No, you'll never live.
Here you go, pal. Thank you.
Oh, no, I told you.
All right. What a nice bird.
Yeah, he's okay. His name is Bitchy. Okay.
So, Sal, we got to wrap up soon. Working on the show, give it a fast description. What was your most fun time or best guest or funniest moment when you were here, if you could remember anything?
I don't know. You had such a wide variety of guests. I think you had a band here called Shorty Long.
Oh, they were great.
Little guy.
We all love Shorty.
That was probably my best memory of the band. You had a lot of good bands over the years. You had last show, you had Lou Vidaria, and when he came last time, he brought a band with him.
Well, the band was great with him. And the problem is now, unfortunately, with everybody catching up because of COVID, especially the entertainers and the musicians more than ever, the studio musicians, that's all they rely on is that money. They would love to they come out to public access, they get their exposure, but they're so getting caught up with their money, they won't go out without getting paid. So, like, I'm not mentioning names, but people are coming on doing tracks for now, they would have to pay them to come on. So so that's what we got to deal with a little while until everything gets back on the order. But then you get guys like Killer Joe and these other guys with the big bands.
Good.
They come in because they're always working. They bring everybody with them.
You had that disco band when you had Big Ange, that you paid tribute to Big Ange.
Okay, yeah.
And you had that disco band. It must have been 10, 12 pieces.
What was that called? Oh, there you go. Unlimited. Disco Unlimited, great band.
Yeah, they were from Brooklyn, I think.
There was Shorty Long, were great. He was
the best.
They were coming on months ago, but then we got shut down with the COVID. So now listen, Sal, that's your time. Where can people find you on social media if you want to be found?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Sal Moreno. That's it. Nothing special, and nothing. They can watch. I produced the Vito Pacone show. Let the Good Times Roll now, so they can watch that and see me there.
Yeah, Sal's producing. I'm back on camera over there helping out.
Yeah, Johnny's helping me. So
helping out the Don of Staten Island.
Yes.
You got to pay tribute to Vito Pacone. Great guy, great guy. So, but Sal, thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next show, right?
Okay,
always.
Sure I will.
All right, Sal Moreno. Anytime you come to one of my shows, you'll see him here. So, my next guest up tonight, she's been with me for a long time. My personal public relations on every show, and she's an adoption lawyer. I was going to say, let's give it up. I'm so used to it. Let's give it up for Marla Weinstein. What's up, Marla?
Oh, be gentle with me, dear.
My dear, how are you?
I'm good.
My
I'm
good friend, how are you?
Good. Just a little out of sync. I'm not used to being in front of a camera.
I know.
So just be gentle with me.
Nah, listen, you're an easy person to talk to.
Thank you.
So, me and you met a long time ago through someone we don't want to mention. But after that, you saw, I guess someone recommended you to come work for me, and then I reached out to you, and then you started working with us. So it was about around when Big Ange was on the show, right?
It was.
Yeah, because that's,
It was. Yeah, what had happened is he who shall not be named was a mutual acquaintance of us, and he was promoting a project he was working on, so I went to support him, and that's where we were introduced.
Yes.
And you were talking about your show and that you wanted me to come down and check it out.
Yeah.
So I came down to your next taping, and when I walked in, all your staff was saying, "Oh, there's the girl that's come to work for Johnny."
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm just coming here to be in the audience and check it out. And they're like, yeah. And lo and behold, here I am 10 or so years later.
Yeah, well, 10 years. Yeah. 2012, and that Big Ange show was great, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, as Sal had shared with you, there are so many highlights. For me, I'm all about the music, and you've had so many bands that got me up and dancing.
Yeah.
But yes, the show that was probably most memorable for me was the Big Ann show, but probably for reasons different than you would think.
Yeah.
But I found her to be the softest, most gentle
Yes.
and caring
Yeah.
person. And she was the one that took my hand and said, come, let's have a picture
Yeah,
together.
she was great.
She was just wonderful and so comforting. And it just reassured me and made me feel that we all wear a mask. We all have a certain persona. And her intimidation was part of the mask that she wore. But when you take that mask off, we're all just, you know, just friends and just really warm and loving. And that was the biggest impact
And
for
Joe
me.
Franklin that night.
You know what? It was just an incredible show from top to bottom. I mean, there's been a lot of them, but it was just an incredible night, and everybody just made me feel very welcome.
You know, yeah, and you know, you're easy to like, and the thing is, it's so ironic how like they both passed of cancer. Like, you know, I only knew Joe about 4 years before he died, but I got tight with him, and he was you know, I was more of a Johnny Carson fan. And I liked Joe Franklin when I was a little later on. Once the Ramones were on, I started liking Joey Franklin in the 80s. But Johnny Carson was my guy. But then once I met Joe Franklin, it was just like a whole different thing because I'm doing this now. And it's like I got to meet him, and he kind of like, I learned from him, and he mentored me a little. And he was just a nice older man. And it was such a great time. And then I saw him the night before he passed. And I was like, Joe, how you feeling? He goes, I'm not doing too good, kid. I go, well, just hang in. He goes, just you keep doing what you're doing. He goes, let me get some sleep. And then he left. I knew that was the last time I was going to see him. And then a year later, Big Ange passed. Yeah. And then, like, you know, you watch the show, it seems like yesterday, and it comes alive because they're alive, because they're characters. And Discovery Channel at the time was doing this reality sizzle reel. They were trying to pitch it to try to get something for the show, but there was a scene with Big Ange and Joe Franklin in the backstage, and Joe goes, I'm going to bring you home with me tonight. I'm going to bring you home. And then Big Ange's brother's like, well, what are you going to do with it? You got to get the blue pill, Joe. You got to get the blue pill. And she goes, no, I'll take care of him.
You know, Johnny, we could talk hours about all the different guests, and that's what I've loved the most about working on the show here with you. Just getting to know everybody. Everybody's like excited to be here, happy to be here, and it's kind of just kicking off that celebrity status, sitting down and getting to know each other.
And you know what it is, and that's why I get crazy sometimes, and I don't mean to be, you know, I shouldn't even like be, I get nuts sometimes, I do. I can't help it. I'll direct sometimes, I'll do this, because I look at it like this. Public access is a stepping stone for someone who wants to make it in the business. Public access is a place for someone to have a hobby. Public access is someone to get a platform. Public access is someone to get into video training, editing. So you could do a lot here and use these tools to get to the next level. You know, so that's why I try to be, and whatever, we have everything here we need. Everything just has to be mastered and tweaked by the craftsmen of all of us. Even when I do plastering, it has to be plastered. But you never know who's in the audience for one of these celebrities. You don't know what celebrity is going to say, this public access station is great. They're doing a great job with no budget. That's why, because you never know who comes in the audience is going to be here. So, Marla, what are your plans for the future besides working? I know you have a grandmother now.
Yeah, I have a 7-week-old granddaughter and a granddaughter who's pushing 4.
Oh, cool.
So you had mentioned that my prior life, I was an adoption attorney.
Yes.
I primarily did adoptions for kids in the foster care system.
Okay.
Met a lot of special people who would welcome kids into their home not knowing if they get to stay with them or not, and just wanting to give that child a special sense of self while they were there.
That's nice.
And I stopped counting at 3,000 adoptions.
Wow.
So there were 3,000 kids out there that I had the pleasure of saying they're now in a safe, stable home. So I'm fortunate I did what I was passionate about.
You did God's work.
I loved what I did. Loved it. I have since retired, started for medical reasons, and then just kind
And
of
God sent you
continued on.
here. He goes, this kid needs help.
You know what? I was blessed. I was. The profession found me, and just fortunate I got to do what I was passionate about. And so I have retired from that. My parents live in the home with me. My mom recently passed, but
sorry
I
about
had
that.
Nope, it's all good because I had a chance to be there till the very end, trying to make a difference.
Yes.
And for me, that's what life is about. wherever I go, I want to feel connected. I want to know that I've made a difference, leave a little mark behind, maybe do something for the better to touch someone's life. And that's why I'm here. I'm not promoting anything, not using you as a platform.
Ah, you're my
just
girl.
Just here to have a good time and feel connected. And whatever happens in life, I know that once a month, I'm going to be here in the studio with people that I've come to really care about and appreciate. So at least one day of the month, I know I'm going to be having a good time with Johnny P.
Well, listen, Marla, one day, hopefully, if things go right, we'll be partying on my banana boat down in Malibu. Okay?
Sounds
but
great.
Thank you so much, and I hope you stay with me to the end.
I love being here with you.
All right, Marla.
Certainly do. Thanks, honey.
All right, Marla Weinstein. My next guest up tonight, I'm proud to announce, she's the new executive director from CTV. So we have Jennifer Martino with us tonight. Jennifer.
Hi, Johnny.
What's going on? I say it right?
Yes, you got it right. Sal Martino. Very nicely done.
How you doing?
I'm well, thanks. How about yourself?
Good, good. Congratulations with your new position.
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here and grateful to have the opportunity.
You just came in and you just hit the road and you just kept running, right?
That's just it. That's just it. That's how we do.
That's it. You get one thing. You graduated from Staten Island Tech.
I did.
Staten Island College, right?
CSI, yeah.
CSI,
College of Staten
Staten
Island,
Island. Your first job was a reporter at the Staten Island Advance.
That's
What year
correct.
was that?
So I started interning with them when I was in college in '97.
Okay.
And I interned for 2 years, and then they actually offered me a job out of college, which was, at the time, I was like, someone's going to pay me to write? This is amazing. So I was very fortunate. I got a job right out of college, and I spent 7 years with them.
Wow.
And I did everything from writing news to what was then the lifestyle section. And then I went on I worked on the teenage section, which there were some actually rather famous Staten Islanders started their careers in the teenage section, Colin and Casey Jost, Rob Hart.
I don't know if you knew Frankie LaRocca.
No.
Big studio drummer. He played on, he was like a silent drummer that got paid. He played on Runaway from Bon Jovi.
Oh, cool.
Scandal,
Okay.
Goodbye to You.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of stuff. So that means if you were from then, you know my friend Dean Balsamini.
Of course.
Dean Balsamini, because I was in the rock business back then, heavy. He was my man.
Okay.
Carol Ann is my lady for the late night.
Understood.
Dean Balsamini, he just took a liking to me. You worked for Otto at Borough Hall.
I did.
Now, what was that like? That must have been awesome.
It was fantastic. It really was. I spent 8 years there. I had the opportunity to actually do 3 different jobs while I was there. So I was brought in when he started in 2014 as borough president, and I was his director of communications.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved into a new role. It was brand new for the borough, and I was the director of communications and tourism. So I got to build a tourism program for Staten Island.
Nice.
And that was really probably the most fun. Being able to create something was really special, and I got to understand the tourism industry from another perspective. So I really enjoyed that. We were on a great trajectory when COVID hit. But it will come back. It will come back.
Everything's coming back slowly.
And then I had the opportunity to be his deputy chief of staff. So I spent the last 2 years doing that.
See, that's great. Down over there is like almost like downtown Manhattan, downtown Brooklyn, and it's a good vibe. That street over there.
A lot of exciting things happening there.
A lot of
the downtown initiative and just a lot of good energy coming through there. And with Fast Ferry that Borough President Otto secured for us, I mean, it's changing the landscape.
So like we were talking before, I got a couple years older than you, not many, but a couple. But the scene on Bay Street back in the day was great. I don't know if you got to experience it all. I don't know, you might have been young when the Paramount Theater was open.
So I don't remember the Paramount.
Because that closed in about probably 1989,
I
90.
remember The Wave.
The Wave was great, of course.
Do you want to hear a story about
Yeah.
The Wave? Okay, so I was probably 17. I wasn't supposed to be there. I went there. Had my car. I had a 1985 Dodge 600 convertible, if you can imagine this. It was probably the heaviest car ever on the market. It was ridiculous. And my friends and I went to the Wave, and 2:30 in the morning we come out. My car's gone.
Wow.
It's gone. So I have to call my father now and tell him that my car's been stolen. I call my dad. What I should mention is that my car was so old, you didn't need a key to start it. You could actually just turn. Remember those ignitions? Like you could actually
you could
turn
put
it?
a screwdriver in it?
So you didn't need a key, so you could just turn the car on.
Excuse me.
And so my father comes to pick me up in my car because he saw it parked where it wasn't supposed to be,
Six.
and he moved it.
Wow.
So I learned that lesson. Never did
Was
that
he
again.
from Brooklyn, your dad?
No, actually, Staten Island.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he might have grew up in South Beach with Vito's crew.
Actually, he grew up in Oakwood.
Oh,
He grew
really?
up in Oakwood, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, because Bay Street back in the day was great. And there was so many clubs to play over there. But I mean, the St. George Theater now, thank God, it's rocking again.
Absolutely.
It looks beautiful. They renovated everything in there.
Oh, they've done so much work.
A lot of work, a lot of work. And the Paramount right now is just a holding pen. But they had everybody. Madonna was there, Metallica was there, I saw the Ramones there, B-52s, I mean, David Bowie was there. I mean, everybody was there.
Yeah.
And the train was right across the street.
Right.
So
So it was really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So now listen, you want to do a little talk and switch?
I do. I brought questions.
Oh, wow.
I did.
Jennifer emailed me. She wants to ask me some questions. Which, okay, cool. Just don't ask me how many times I was arrested. No, I'm only kidding.
So we don't know each other all that well yet.
No.
So I thought we could do a little lightning round, and I would ask you a couple of questions so I can get to know you.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I could read my own handwriting, we're in business.
That's the best.
All right. So, where were you born?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York, 72nd and 18th Avenue.
Okay.
My mother and father had an apartment upstairs of a furniture store. And I'll tell you a funny story. I shouldn't be telling, but this is a cool story. You got to tell these stories. New York City stories. My mother's Uncle Yo-Yo, they used to call him. He never worked. Someone in the family was connected, so he didn't have to work. They kind of watched over him. So one day my father came home, and my mother had me. I'm years old, and it's like on a Sunday, and there's a moving truck outside of a furniture store. And my Uncle Yo-Yo was there, and they're taking all the furniture out of the store. And then they leave. And then I didn't know this until like years later. My father said, "You remember when you were a kid and young, they were taking all the furniture out, we told you whatever." Your Uncle Yo-Yo was robbing the place.
I was born in Great Hills and grew up in Tottenville.
Okay,
so,
Tottenville's cool.
I get that. You'd go out on a Saturday, and you didn't come home till you got screamed at for dinner.
No, we used to be out all, there used to be at the end of Cigar Avenue, the factory, if you ever heard of it.
Oh, yes, that's White.
Yes, SS White, and then it was a big soap factory, and they had Snoopy's club, and it was called the Factory, but all the major rock bands went there. Even Bruce Springsteen used to go there to hang out. So we would hang out in the parking lot, sneak in, and then that was a place where everybody would meet at the end of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, stay out to 6:30 in the morning, and then go home.
Get breakfast.
The old school days, long time ago. You're talking the late 80s.
Okay. Well, I was still a child in the late 80s. And where'd you go to high school?
I went to Tottenville High School, and I did graduate. My father told me if I didn't graduate, I would have got a beating. But my father bribed me too. That's how he used to get me to do things. He told me if you get a car, if you graduate, I'll insure your car until you're 21.
Did you have a favorite pet?
I had a dog when I was a kid. His name was. Now I'm getting yeah. His name was Puggy. And he was 10 years. I was 10 years old, and my father got rid of him because he kept running out of the house on Avenue West and almost getting clipped by a car. I had him when I was 7, so I was devastated. And you know that old story they tell the kid we gave it away to someone with a farm, you know. And then years later, again, I found out, you know, whatever they gave it to somebody wherever that I didn't even know. Yeah, that was my favorite pet. He was good.
Puggy the dog.
Yeah, Puggy.
Love it. What is your favorite food?
I like to eat everything, but my favorite food is, I mean, I like Italian and I love Chinese food. What do you like?
Yeah, anything with cheese.
Yeah.
I'm good. People make fun of me. I have a very immature palate. Cheeseburger and fries, and I'm good to go.
Oh, I love cheeseburgers.
Yeah, yeah, that's me. Hobby.
Hobbies, like, let me see. Busting chops? No.
Sounds about right.
No. Hobby, let me see. I got a lot of hobbies. I mean, I'm a musician at heart. I started playing the drums at 12, and I didn't look at it as a hobby. I mean, I don't know what you look at it when you want to play an instrument when you're a kid. It's something you do. You want to be a rock and roller. You want to be a musician. And then I wanted to be a rock star years later, and I went that whole long route. But now, playing the drums for me is a hobby. Cooking.
So how did you find your way to CTV?
This is the truth. This is really how I got here was because when I was in the music business, a lot of people from Staten Island Television would come and film us, and then they would put us on the air, and I was like, wow, I love this. And then Rose Marie says, you got to get your own show. So I started a show called The Gangsters of Rock. And 3 years later, I started Late Night with Johnny P. And then I never turned back.
Right. Right. Are there any late night influences?
Yeah, well, I love Johnny Carson.
Okay.
Yeah, Johnny Carson's the man. I mean, and Joe Franklin I love, but Johnny Carson's the guy.
I have fond memories of watching Johnny Carson with my grandparents. Like, we would sleep there on a Saturday night, and we'd be allowed to stay up late and watch it.
True story. My mother said this, and I don't know how true it is, but she did. She said when I was a kid, I never would fall asleep. So she would put Johnny Carson on, and I would go to sleep. I never thought I would be doing this.
I think that's so important. You know, here at CTV, we do the training, and we're going to be doing an internship program.
Yeah,
and
talk about
we really want to get young people in here. I think there's a lot of young people that are interested in creating content, because anything can be content, which is actually sort of amazing. So we want people in here. I think this place was a secret.
Yeah.
A few of you knew about it.
We definitely got to get kids in here. I want young generation people in here. We need blood in here. We need the young blood in here. We need the energy.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they got a lot of ideas, and they got to go back to where it all started. It's like going back to an album, to a CD, to a cassette.
We have the internship, actually the application's up on our website right now, sictv.org, and we are accepting interns for spring, summer, and we will just keep on doing it. We want to take as many kids as are interested. What do they say in sales? You have to have the conversation like 9 times before somebody actually buys it.
Yeah.
So that could be what we're up against, but I do think it's an easy sell. I think that anybody who wants the experience, and usually what happens is people come in here and they see the studio and they're like, I had no idea this was here. I had no idea I could do this. I could use this equipment. I could create. So it's here, folks. Come out. We look forward to it. I want to have a good problem where I don't have enough airtime and I don't have enough studio time, because that means we're doing our job and we're reaching out.
And you got a lot of energy. I have a good vibe for you, and I'm not even just kissing your butt. You do. I got a good vibe for you. We missed the Nova Awards. We missed like the holiday dinners we always used to have.
I've heard.
You know, I like having people over my house for Christmas, all my crew and staff. You know, we had a lot of great times.
This is a community. This is a community, and we're reflective of the larger community, and we should be celebrating that.
Yeah. Anything behind the closed doors at my house it's like what stays in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
What happens at Johnny P's stays at Johnny P's.
There you go. She's got it right. So listen, where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found or reached?
Well, certainly sictv.org. We have the application there for shows. We have all the information on our training, our orientation. We actually have a video series on how to do things here.
Right.
So if you're a little afraid, check out those videos, because the videos really do a nice job of explaining what it is we do. And if those seem tangible and doable to you, come on in. Let's do an orientation. Let's do training.
Videos are always the best. Even a guy like me who I like to read, but I don't like to read. Sometimes if you don't want to read, you put the video on. It's a lot easier.
Or a podcast. I love podcasts.
Podcasts are great.
Love them.
That's what I want to do next. I want to do a great podcast. And listen, if you start doing like a podcast room in here, these kids hear that, guarantee you they're going to be running over here.
Oh, it's all part of the plan.
Good.
It's all part of the plan.
Good. Well, Jennifer, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you for having me.
Goomba, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, great. All right, this is the last segment of the night, and she's a real special lady. She's been working with me since 2016. We have house photographer Kathleen Gillihan. What's up there, kiddo?
I'm doing good.
Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing just great. I'm sitting here, and it's really weird, just like everybody else said. Used to being on that side of the camera, you know. So it's kind of weird to be sitting next to you. And
What she said? Yeah, she said she feels a little
this
weird.
guy, I haven't been introduced
Who
to
is
this guy
that?
yet, so I'm
Is
not
that,
really sure.
is that Reggie?
Tell him who
Reggie.
it is. It's, I guess Reggie. Reggie.
No,
Reggie.
what was his name?
Reggie.
Reggie.
Okay.
Sonny.
No, when you had him on my show like 10 years ago, he was Reggie.
The cops got me.
Okay, how you
Had to
doing?
change my name.
Sonny, how's it going,
know.
Sonny?
I didn't know. Good, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. You remember me, right?
From the jail cell.
Yeah, exactly. Rikers, right?
Gave him splinters. You didn't give him splinters. I did. No, you didn't. We've been friends ever since. Okay, all right.
So listen, Reggie, if you're good, she's going to take some pictures of you later. So, Kat, talk. Listen, you were born in Brooklyn and you moved to Staten Island at the age of 4 in Eltonville, correct?
Well, yes, we moved over here when they opened the bridge, and I'm dating myself there. We moved to North Shore, spent a few years there, moved to Eltingville when I was around 10, and I've pretty much been bouncing around that area,
Yeah.
just like you bouncing around Princess Bay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I am now, and with my lovely handler, John, over here.
That's it.
We're in Eltingville.
Your right-hand man.
Called
My
her a
handler.
what? No, called her a handler.
His
My handler.
panhandler. Now listen, you landed the job in 2016 for the show, and you've been with us ever since.
That's pretty much what
Tell
happened.
everybody how that happened.
Yeah, okay, so one night I was here to see a show with my friend Patricia.
Yeah.
And we were sitting out in the front room, and Apache Ramos came in, and he signed in.
From
and
the
we were like,
Warriors.
ooh, from the Warriors. And we were like, oh, look, that's the guy from the Warriors. And he was signing in Apache Ramos. He was saying his name as he was signing in, so we all knew who he was. It was cute. And then all of a sudden, Johnny comes out. Now the room is full of people waiting to come in. They're banging down the door like, Johnny,
my
let us
God,
in,
get
let us
out
in,
of
let us
here."
in. No, I swear.
They
I
were
swear.
crazy.
Yeah.
We had the NYB reunion.
Yeah, that's right. It was the NYB reunion. No, the place was seriously. The place was packed, and Johnny comes into the waiting area out front, and he says, "Is there anybody here? Is there a photographer here? Is there a photographer here?" And I didn't say anything because I didn't really realize he was looking for any photographer. I thought he was looking for a specific photographer, and anyway, never mind. I wouldn't say anything anyway. So anyway, a little while later, we let in. Here comes the cattle. We're all sitting down. We have our seats. And he comes in again. Now he's like in complete panic mode. Is there anybody here? Have an iPhone? Any photographers here have a new iPhone? And my friend and Trisha again, because she had said to me in the first place, "Why don't you say something?" She picks up a hand. She says, "She is." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me." So and here I am today.
The guy who was working for me, he didn't even, I don't know what happened, but he canceled that day, and that was the NYB reunion for me. That was a very special show.
Yeah.
So I wanted to capture it.
Right.
But when Catherine, I gotta say, with her iPhone and the pictures I got back, I was very impressed. Because I was like, I go, "Wow, you had a camera?" She goes, "No, it's from my iPhone." I was like, all right. And you probably take better pictures with your iPhone, but you really do. You got great pictures with that thing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an art. It's not just, hey, you've got the best. I don't want to say I have to laugh when people say, "Oh, you have such a good camera. Your camera takes such good pictures." Listen, I can take a picture with a hole in a box that'll be better than some of the pictures that you take with your iPhones or your whatever, your Nikons or whatever. I mean, I'm lying. I've never done that, but I could, But I don't remember what the point was that I was trying to make. But
That's how I started doing ventriloquism.
Right, you don't know what you're
You just
doing.
wind up talking to yourself.
Right, you end up talking to yourself. I do that all the time anyway.
I'm just telling her.
Yeah. So photography's always been a serious hobby, and I've gone to school for graphic design and digital photography, but I never really did anything with it. It's again a serious hobby, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy coming here. It's fun.
Yeah.
I get to meet all kinds of people. I met
a lot of people.
Marky Ramone.
Yeah.
I met Kreskin.
Yeah.
Kreskin!
Well, you met
wasn't here for
TKA, George Lamont,
I
all those
met
cats.
him.
Yeah, you did all those pictures.
I met a lot of people whose names completely escape me.
Sean
right now.
Kanan, did you?
Sean
meet
Kanan,
a lot
I
of these
shot
guys?
him, yes. I do undersell myself a lot.
All right, Kenny, roll it.
Gotta lay down, think I've done enough for today. Did what I had to do, and this is enough for me. Never meant to be a winner, never meant to be a quitter. But this is how I lose satisfaction. Cheap thrills, cheap tricks. It seems like the way I live. Who said I should be a big shot? Who said I should take it tick-tock? I gotta rest, I'm feeling so good. In me I know it, but I'm misunderstood. Feeling like that, well, they say it's a
Wow, that was pretty cool. Where'd you learn how to do all that?
I learned some in school. I started learning digital editing and stuff when I went to college back like 20 years ago. I went back. I was using, God, what was the name of that program? I want to say
Premiere?
Dreamweaver, but that was something else. That was website building. Macromedia Flash was I was using that, and yeah, I learned all the Adobe products back around the turn of the century. There, I love saying that.
Keep up the good work. Keep learning. We're never too old to learn and rock and roll. And hope you stay with the show for a long time.
I plan to. Yeah, sure. Why not? Hey,
Kathleen Gillahan.
Gillahan.
That's it. Gillahan.
Call
but
me
just
whatever
don't
you
call
want.
it
I don't
Cam.
care.
So, all right, guys. It's about that time we got to
Yay.
say goodnight to the show, to all our crew and guests. And we got to say thank you to Gemini and Sonny over there. Sonny, you going to come back and see me or what?
Oh my God, he wants me again. Yes. Definitely.
You promise?
Does he have cash? No, this is the Bono thing. The what? The Bono.
The pre bono, for bono.
Oh, I thought it was a
So,
no.
And Gemini, I'll be seeing you later on after the show.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
everybody. Thank you so much. Follow us on JohnnyPTV.com, Vimeo, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, and that's it. Until next time, I'm Johnny P. Take care, and for old time's sakes, comb your hair. Good night.